Good morning, my friends. I have been struggling to find the right spot to speak to you all this morning. My sermon, I'm calling this my sermon. It is too beautiful out here. My yard is a jungle because of the rains we've had. So the upkeep has been extremely difficult and non-existent because of it. And you know how that goes. You look at the grass and it's growing. So I've struggled to find just the right spot right now so I could give you all a message that's on my heart. And it has been a while since I have felt compelled and gotten the channeling to come forward. And this came to me when I was in the shower. Anyway, hello from my neck of the woods, the central coast of California. It is morning time. My neighbor, I've got my coffee in my mother's mug. When she and I visited back in the day, when she was alive, this was her coffee mug. One of many, actually. But anyway, I've got my Stress Away oil accompanying me this morning. And I need to tell you real quick what is in it. It's got citrus oils, vanilla, and lavender. And it's intoxicating. And let me tell you a little something special about this. This is my son's signature scent. He absolutely adores this oil. Anyway, I hope you all can hear me. I think for my birthday, which is coming up, my son's going to get me a microphone that I can clip to my person, and it'll be easier. But yeah, these are instrumental in my reform, in my transformation, in my awakening. These oils, along with solitude and help from my divine creator, that have brought me to this space to give this sermon. When I was a little girl, my granddaddy called me Trisha. This was my dad's father. And we had a very interesting relationship. I was not really close with him and my grandmother, but that's because it's a long story. We were from very different walks of life. They're from the South. I was raised in the South, but I was born here in Cali. Anyway, he'd say, Trisha, is your mind in a quandary? And I think that is so sweet. When I was busy thinking, overthinking, monkey mind, and I heard when I was in the shower that saying, the grass is green, the grass is greener. And I know now, from what I've lived through, my perspective is that the grass is green and greener where you water it. And the only reason a mind would be in a quandary is because I love the sun. So I thought, ooh, the sun is out. I'm going to put it right in my eyes, right in my face. Yeah, the only reason your mind would be in a quandary is if you're overthinking. And you realize that the grass is green right under your feet, where you give what you're giving attention to, what you call attention to, will grow. And this is true with life, just as that saying, happiness is a choice. It is. And it isn't something you can buy. I mean, yeah, money's great. Money can do wonderful things. Money is life-changing. But it does not bring happiness. And from all the struggles, the strifes of the world, we can only control right here. Confirmation. When you decide that you, my friend, are enough, when you put your hopes and dreams into people, places, and things, you become codependent. Your happiness depends on that person, place, and thing. And trust me, we are perfectly imperfect. The Creator made us all in their image. We came here to learn all over again what it means to live. And we're put through all these circumstances because of choices that we make. Of course, there are others around us. Energies attract energies. Make sense? Everyone is thinking thoughts. I know I'm kind of all over the place with this message, but my sermon, my message, has this one thing to tell you, and it is that the grass will grow beneath you wherever you are, according to whatever way you decide to feed it. And happiness is a choice to experience. And forgive me, I'm in a very soft spot in my yard. It could fall into a hole, which what it feels like. But we all have choices. And the grass has grown just out of control around me because I have decided to choose myself and be happy with myself. Ooh, my nose is itching. Oh. And my surroundings. My mother's with me. My trusty oil stress away is with me. Oh my God, I love this stuff. But I think you catch my drift with where I'm going with this message. Life is filled with choices. And we can choose whatever we want. There is no right or wrong choice to be made. It's just a choice. And grass will grow under that choice you choose, you make. Whatever you decide to do with your life. And listen, no matter who you are, and no matter what choices you've made and the life you've created, we're all going to end up in what we call a heaven. We're all going to end up right back where we started. See? And then according to the life you've created on earth, choices you've made, thoughts you've thought, when you go back home to your Creator, you will be shown the life you created, and you will get to see how it affected you and how it affected all the others you created life with, and you will get to feel that which you created. You will get to feel it, not only from your perspective, but for everyone and thing else you touched. And so the only thing you don't get to choose is the outcome, the fallout, the leftover of your choice. You can't control that. You can't even control yourself. But if I could tell you anything, I would tell you that it is good to live from your heart space. And if we would realize the heart wants what the heart wants, and if we are mindful in how we live this life, that we choose to do it from that heart space, that divine good place, and do things with love and joy, you will have joy. And there was something I was going to say, there was a point I was going to make. It behooves us to choose yourself. Choose yourself first. Love yourself. Treat yourself like a garden. You know, in whatever way. For the women, the hair, the makeup, the nice clothes. And for the men, you know, a good job, a fancy car. I mean, there's women that want that too. I want a garden. I want my garden, and I want chickens. And when I'm happy, I'm beautiful. And I can tell you today that all is well with my soul. It's as beautiful and as bright as that sunshine shining in my eyes. And the music around me of the birds, there's nothing like nature. But that's my sermon for you today. The grass is green where you water it. And if you open your heart and think on this, you will know. Your mind won't be in a quandary. There will be no quandary. I love that. Trisha, is your mind in a quandary? For a long time, my mind was in a quandary. My dad's mind was in a quandary. My former husband's mind was in a quandary. And the two men in my life, significant, and including my granddaddy and my other granddaddy, my mother's side of the family, her granddad, who was in my life until I was 4. He'd say, "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are, up above the world so high, like a tea tray in the sky." And he'd say, "Teresa, look up at the sun. You might sneeze, but it's a beautiful thing. The sun is served up on a tea tray in the sky." The grass is green where you give it attention. Think of inside your body, in your life, there's pasture. It's constantly growing. Make it your heart, not make it your head, not your mind. Your mind can deceive you. It can tell you all kinds of untruths, make you see things differently. But when you are living from your heart, well, that was a good deep breath. And that stress away. When I stuck it under my nose, I got some on my lips. It's beautiful. It tastes beautiful. Oh my God. It's amazing. You know, when my children and I were homeless after my marriage broke up, where was our port in the storm but the Motel 6? That place saved us 3 times. We didn't have to prove anything to anyone in that place. That, we didn't have to have a perfect credit score. We didn't have to be white. Because though I am, my children are Mexican and Puerto Rican. We didn't have to prove that our blood was red or that we needed a roof over our heads. We just had to have money to pay for it. And there was a little gal who worked the front desk who was very kind to us every time we were there. And I promised her a bottle of this stress away for her kindness, because she was so kind to us and didn't judge us and got us towels when we needed towels. But unbeknownst to me, she was very sick. And I believe she was like me. She had asthma, and she could not get her medication, and she died. And that broke my heart, because of the world we've created with the price of medications out of flipping control. Where we place our priorities and our concerns when we all live under the same sun. We are all part of each other. This young woman could not get, she was a mother, and her daughter worked with my daughter. And I found out she died. And it broke my heart. This oil is very special. This oily company. It served a purpose for me and my children when we were down and out in that motel, because we were able to focus on the ground under our feet at the time and keep our faith in the divine. And these oils were our comfort. Because like I said, people will ask you, well, what do I do with that oil? Look, that's what you do happens when you do that? You start to create a beautiful world in your heart, and it will help you along the way with your troubles. So Stress Away and Motel 6. And I told you guys, I think it was last year, I read in the online that the Motel 6 in San Luis Obispo, which is down the grade from me, I think 16 miles away, maybe a little further, is dedicating their establishment to the homeless people. So that just warmed my heart, because they're doing good for their community. Something to be proud of. So I got off a little on a tangent there, but remember, your choices in life will grow from what you are thinking about and how you are living. Make sure it's from a good, divine place, from the heart. You're not up to anything. You're not being creative. You don't have a hidden agenda. Because the outcome can be lush and green and beautiful and helpful to others. Or it can be stormy. Think of it like the weather. A storm. You can brew a storm in your life that will wreak havoc over your life. So the choice is yours, my dear friends. Thank you for coming to my sermon today. I love you all. Miss Patty, I wish I had some lupine in my yard for you. I adore lupine. It's fragrant, it's delicate, like that of desert sage. I used to grow desert sage in my yard. Sorry, my neighbor has a penchant for slamming their door. But I used to grow desert sage, and I used to grow basil and sunflowers, 7 feet tall. And I made copious amounts of pesto. And you can make pesto with walnuts or pine nuts, any nut. It's fabulous. But think about what I've said today. Thank you for joining me. I would appreciate it if you would, if you've made it this far, to like the video and subscribe to my channel. By subscribing, you are helping me to desire giving you guys more videos. I went silent for a while because I had to do some thinking, some stinking thinking about whether or not I wanted to keep my channel. My channel has not exploded like other people's, but I realize everything is in divine timing. And I feel slow and steady wins the race. If there is a race, which for me, no, there is not. It's about the journey. It's about adding blue to my sky, pinkish red to everything that I do, purple to my passion, and green to my grass. By what I put my focus, my vision into. And my vision with this channel is into you guys. So by liking my video and subscribing, that's telling me you care. I appreciate all of you from the bottom of my heart. And hopefully I will be back soon with another video. You guys take care and have a beautiful day today, because you can. It is in your hands. The choice is yours. That's all. Eddie's laying over here next to me. Bye-bye.